Sudan is an extremely poor country in Africa. Due to internal conflict, the country's situation is dire. A terrible famine is ongoing in many parts of the country. In Sudan, one of the parties involved in the internal conflict is named RSF. This RSF is responsible for the deaths of most people. It is essentially a paramilitary group that is continuously fighting against the Sudanese army. In 2013, General Dagalo formed this powerful force called the RSF. Through this force, he also controls some gold mines in Sudan. It is alleged that he smuggles this gold to the United Arab Emirates. In return, the UAE provides the group with a large amount of military equipment. With that equipment, they are crushing innocent people in Sudan. For this reason, Sudan's army-backed government severed diplomatic ties with the Emirates in May 2023. There are also allegations of civilian casualties against the Sudanese army. And the main supporter of the Sudanese army is Egypt. Here, Egypt also has some vested interests. Among them, the water of the Nile River is one. Egypt and Sudan share a common border and a relationship regarding the sharing of Nile River water. For the distribution of this water, Egypt continues to support the Sudanese army. Additionally, the country has recognized General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who leads the Sudanese army, as a legitimate ruler. The RSF has repeatedly accused Egypt of directly providing military assistance to Burhan's forces. However, Cairo has denied such allegations. Not just the UAE and Egypt, but some other Muslim countries are also fueling this conflict in Sudan. Among them, Chad and Turkey are prominent. The Sudanese army alleges that Chadian President Mohammed Idris Déby's government is acting as an important supply route for the RSF on behalf of the Emirates. On the other hand, Turkey, the main rival of the Emirates, has been on the side of the Sudanese army from the beginning. Several international media outlets, including the Washington Post, have reported that Turkey has also supplied drones to attack RSF positions. Recently, after the RSF captured the city of El Fasher in Sudan, a major concern has arisen for its residents. In Sudan's internal conflict, more than 150,000 people have lost their lives across the country, and nearly 12 million people have fled their homes. It is said to be one of the world's largest humanitarian crises. However, this suffering of the Sudanese people is not 1 or 2 years old. Throughout the ages, they have been crushed in the millstone of governance in this way. General Burhan, who leads the Sudanese army, and Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, the head of the RSF fighting against him, were once close. In 2019, President Omar al-Bashir's government was overthrown by a military coup. An interim government was then formed. In 2021, Burhan and Dagalo overthrew this government. At that time, Dagalo was Burhan's deputy in the Sudanese army. Later, a conflict arose between them as well. In mid-April 2023, a fierce battle began between supporters of both the sides. In this conflict alone, more than 10,000 people have lost their lives so far. The number of displaced people has exceeded millions, reaching over 1 crore, which has plunged the country into a severe humanitarian crisis. However, there is no significant effort to stop this conflict. Is such neglect due to Africa being a poverty-stricken country?